the governor of California, Gavin Newsom's going on these big rants saying he's going to prevent any federal employee from wearing a face mask because he's trying to protect illegal immigrants from ICE. But wait till you hear what Tom Homan has to say in response, because he gives absolutely no Fs when it comes to Gavin Newsom, and he knows he's full of garbage.
Oh, man. All right, Tom, what's your message to not having masks Gavin Newsom tonight?
Well, good luck with that. You know, federal law always trumps state law and local law. And he asked the question, what are they afraid of? They're afraid of people like him, politicians who want to compare ICE to the Nazis. He's the one with a hateful rhetoric causing all these threats. He's one of the reasons why there's a 1,000% increase in threats against ICE officers. So ICE officers can continue what they're doing. What he isn't mentioning, yeah, they wear a mask because they don't want to be doxxed, and their kids get doxxed, and their spouses get doxxed, but they got identifying information. It shows you're from ICE or FBI or DEA, or, you know, our partners who are on these operations. They're well identified. And if we arrest somebody, they'll certainly be identified because they're going to be in the arrest report. So bottom line is, we're not going to coddle to the Governor Newsom. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. He ought to be thanking ICE. He ought to be thanking President Trump for making his state safer, because every public safety threat we take off his street makes this community safer.
Well, Tom, I mean, when you think about it, I guess you guys have deported over 200,000 people now. I'm not sure the exact number. A couple of weeks ago, it was 200,000. We have 30 million or so illegals in the United States. The question for a lot of MAGA folks out there is, how do you possibly speed up this deportation? I know you're trying to hire a lot more people, but given the protests, given all the lawsuits, 200,000 people, it's not nothing. It's a lot, but it's still a drop in the bucket compared to how many people are here.
No, we'll have over 400,000 deportations, and you know, between CBP and ICE, and that's just since the president took office. The first 4 months of the fiscal year, we can't count them because, you know, Joe Biden wasn't doing anything. But here's what people need to understand: two things. Number one, over 1.5 million illegal aliens, close to 1.6 illegal aliens already left the country on their own. Why? Because they see what ICE is doing out there every day. One of the reasons we have the most secure border in the history of this nation is because the great work of the men and women of the Border Patrol, the great work of President Trump and his leadership, but also because ICE is out there, over 1,000 teams all across the country arresting people. So a lot of people have left, a lot of people aren't coming, which helps to secure that border. And that was a part of the strategy from the beginning. We said if we show consequences, we show them we're actually out there looking for them, many will leave. So we knew with a large population leaving, over 1.5 million have. But what's to come? ICE is getting 10,000 more agents. Right now they got 5,000 deportation officers. We're tripling the size of the workforce. We're adding more detention beds. We're adding more flights and more transportation. So the numbers are going to explode here this next coming year.
Tom, I want to give you a chance to address this article that came out over the weekend, and it was on our always reliable MSNBC, and they said that you took $50,000 in cash in a bag from an undercover FBI agent to help them win government contracts in Trump's second term. The DOJ said they concluded there was no criminal wrongdoing, but nevertheless, that story is out there, and I imagine you want to respond to that.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I did nothing criminal. I did nothing illegal. And it's hit piece after hit piece after hit piece. And I'm glad the FBI and DOJ came out and said, said that nothing illegal happened and nothing, no criminal activity. You're talking about a guy who spent 34 years enforcing the law. I mean, I left a very successful business that I ran to come back and work for a government again. I'm back on a government paycheck. Not only did I sacrifice my family sacrifices, I make sacrifices every day. I got more death threats than anybody. I got a security team around me, but guess what? My kids don't. My wife don't. I mean, I haven't lived with my wife in months because I don't want her to be here right now with all the threats. So after all the sacrifices, after serving my nation for all these years, they want to come out and dirty me up. And it's not going to end. There's a hit piece on me every 2 weeks. But keep coming, because you know what? Tom Homan isn't going anywhere. Tom Homan isn't shutting up. And Tom Homan's going to keep doing what he's doing, because working with President Trump's the greatest honor of my life. We're making this country safer again every day, and we're going to keep doing it.
Tom, we appreciate it. Thank you.
So on the Homan investigation, I mean, can you just speak to, did the president ask the Justice Department to close the case, and does Homan have to return the $50,000?
Well, Mr. Homan never took the $50,000 that you're referring to, so you should get your facts straight, number one. Number two, this was another example of the weaponization of the Biden Department of Justice against one of President Trump's strongest and most vocal supporters in the midst of a presidential campaign. You had FBI agents going undercover to try and entrap one of the president's top allies and supporters, someone who they knew very well would be taking a government position months later. Mr. Homan did absolutely nothing wrong, and even the President's Department of Justice, even Kash Patel's FBI, looked into this just to make sure. They had a number of different prosecutors and FBI agents who looked into this. They found zero evidence of illegal activity or criminal wrongdoing in the White House, and the president stand by Tom Homan 100% because he did absolutely nothing wrong, and he is a brave public servant who has done a phenomenal job in helping the president shut down the border. Mary.
Thanks, Caroline. I have two questions on far-left violence.
Sure.
The first one, the president said yesterday that the bullet hit Charlie, but it was aimed at every one of us. Do you and your colleagues have a heightened sense of fear following this shooting and this far-left violence we're seeing across the country?
I certainly think there's a heightened sense of awareness by conservatives across the country, by all of us here at the White House. Again, as I said to Monica, many of us were personal friends with Charlie and had involvement with Turning Point before we came and served our government in this way. So certainly it's a very shocking incident, and I think, it's very unfortunate that those of us who work in this movement have to think about violence just for speaking our minds and for supporting President Trump.
The fact of the matter is, ICE does not work for California. ICE does not work for Gavin Newsom. They are a federal branch. They do what the president wants them to do. And the fact of the matter is, Tom Homan is the border czar. He is responsible for keeping this country safe. But Gavin Newsom and a lot of these Democratic governors are trying to do whatever it takes to stop him from fulfilling his own duties. Just think about that for a moment. These Democratic governors are so bad that they don't want help taking out illegal immigrants from these communities, from these cities. And I can't help but wonder, why do they want illegal immigrants so bad? Is it because maybe they're the only chance of winning an election? You want these illegal immigrants to be there? It's an absolute travesty, and it's treason if you ask me, because you're actively working against American citizens. American citizens should not have to worry when they're walking down the sidewalk that maybe that's an MS-13 gang, a Tren de Aragua. We don't want to have to worry about this all the time. Not only for safety and security, but also the financial aspect of it. We are putting these people up in 5-star, 4-star hotels. They're getting checks for thousands of dollars every single month. Do you think that's fair for hardworking Americans who are trying their best to get by? Tom Homan is absolutely right. And the fact of the matter is, attacks against ICE are up 1,000%. That shows propaganda. That shows that the Democrats are teaching other Americans how to fight back against ICE. They're just trying to stop them. And it really is a shame, because can you imagine how much better and more prosperous this country would be if there were zero illegal immigrants whatsoever? If everybody in this country, in America, was an American? I mean, isn't that just common sense? A lot of Americans don't realize how hardened a lot of these criminals are, because they are as tough as they come cartel members. They behead people for looking at them the wrong way. We don't want these people in our country. Tom Homan, thank you for all that you do. You're keeping this country safe. And I just hope that they can become more effective at doing their job as the years go on, because we're going to need all the help we can get. And in regards to Gavin Newsom, this is a big F you. It's time that you focus on your own state and making sure it's safe and secure. Stop trying to fight back against people who are trying to make your state more hospitable to live in. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. And if you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like, comment, subscribe, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.